So today's speaker is Rahul Thapliyal. Rahul is an alumni of Indian School of Image Management and the batch of November 2019. He's completed the two-step certification. That is something that we follow in ISIM, which is a rigorous certification process. He completed that successfully, and now he's a qualified, internationally qualified image consultant. Rahul is also a coach, and that's where he brings his expertise of image consulting and coaching together. So without further ado, I know I'm taking a lot of time from Rahul's presentation today. So I'm going to be handing it over to Rahul. Rahul, over to you.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And also, thank you for having me for this session. And I would like to congratulate you and the team ISIM for taking this wonderful learning initiative, for providing this platform to everyone. Thank you so much. Now, before we start the session, first of all, I would like to give a warm welcome to all our audiences and all the participants. A warm welcome to the session. And as we start the session, let me share something about myself. So as you all know, I am Rahul Thapliyal. I'm a life coach, image consultant, and a learning and development professional. So my mission in life is I help people look, feel, and achieve their best in their life. And how do I do this? I do this by empowering people. And in the last 1 decade, I have helped hundreds of students and working professionals to achieve their goals by upskilling them. And that is through coaching, mentoring, and training. I am really excited for today's empowering session. So let me share my screen first of all. And as I share my screen, I would need all of you to please, first of all, get a notebook and a pen, because this is just not an interactive session. It'll be 100% experiential learning session. So if you don't have one, please quickly go ahead and grab one. And meanwhile, I'll share my screen.
So I have my notebook and pen with me, Rahul. I'm sure even the audience are grabbing their own. And yes, I'm excited for learning today.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonia. And I hope everyone has got their pen and notebook. See, as I've got mine, though I'll not be using it, but still I have one with me. So once you get it, you can show it on the screen, and it's advisable that you can put yourself on mute. And however, you can switch on your video so that while I speak, I can look at you. I'll also get to see that so many people watching, and it'll be more interactive for me as well, not just speaking to the screen. Okay, and also before we start, just a few hygiene instructions or guidelines. So I would request all of you to be on mute. And as I mentioned, it's a 100% experiential learning session. So there will be a lot of opportunities where I would invite you to speak or to share your thoughts and ideas or your response on any particular question. So you can unmute yourself and you can speak. And once you're done, you can put yourself back on mute. And you can even use the chat option. So if you'd like to type your response, you can share in the chat option. Okay, now we'll start the session. So first of all, for everyone who's able to see me and everyone who can listen to me, or even if you're just hearing me. So I request all of you, I reach out to you, please close your eyes. Yes, I mean it. Please close your eyes, okay? And when I ask you to open your eyes, please open the eyes. Now, first of all, I want you to visualize. Visualize yourself preparing for a 100-meter race. So your goal is to win this 100-meter race. When I say win, you're aiming at gold, nothing less than gold. See yourself practicing. And when I say practicing, working hard. And when I'm saying hard, the intensity level is Usain Bolt level of intensity, that level of hard work you're putting in. See yourself on the track, the sweat dripping off from your body. You can see yourself. Now, today, it's the day of the final race. You're all prepared, you're all set, and you look great, in a great shape. Now, the race has started. You're also started. You're running very well, you're running very fast, and it appears that you would actually win. However, you do not win. You lose the race just by a fraction of a second, not even a second, just by a fraction of a second. Imagine yourself. See, look at yourself, how you are reacting. Know your emotions, your thoughts, what's going on in your head. How is your body reacting? Maybe a few drops, teardrops rolling down your cheeks. See yourself. You were really good. Everything was all set. But the fact is, you missed the first position. You missed the goal that you aimed at. Now, let me ask you this question. How many of you have experienced similar kind of a situation in your real life where you have aimed for something and you're really good at it? You prepared really well. Your plan is in the place, but still you do not achieve the target. You just miss it by a minuscule level. How do you feel? No matter how do you feel, the fact is you've missed your goal. You can open your eyes, and in today's session, I must ensure you that post today's session, you will be equipped, you will be upskilled to achieve your goals and aspiration in the best possible way, to turn your dreams into reality. That's my commitment. So I'm excited for the session, and I hope all of you are also excited. And I hope you have a pen and paper ready because there will be a lot of writing in this session. Please bear me with that because usually when it comes to goal, we should be doing all the writing part, answering all the questions for us. However, we're too much engaged in thinking and planning and visualizing what will happen next that we forget to answer a few basic questions. So let's go on. And how will we do this? As I said, I empower people. So in this session, after this session, first of all, you will be able to clearly see your goals. You will be able to define your goals. There will be no confusion. You will be very clear what you really need in your life, what you really want, what you do not want. Secondly, you will get a step-by-step plan how to proceed, how to achieve the goals. And finally, and the most important things, you will get practical techniques and methods that will help you to stay focused and motivated towards your goal. Okay, now let me ask all of you. How many of you say that your goal in life is to be successful? You can respond in the chat box. How many of you would say your goal is to be successful in life?
I think everyone's goal would be yes to be successful. So can I
Yes,
just,
I
I
am
think,
getting
answer
responses.
a blanket yes for
No, there are a
everyone?
lot of yes, and yes, happy as well. Perfect. This is what next I was asking. That you want to be successful, and some of you may want to be happy as well. That's the life goal. But now let me ask you, I can sit at one place and I can feel, I can close my eyes and I can feel I'm the most happiest person on this planet. I can be here, I can do nothing, and still I can feel that I'm the most successful person on this planet. You can also do the same. Everyone can do the same, correct? Now, it's very important to understand what's the difference between a goal and a state of mind. Because what we wish, success is a state of mind, is something that we desire. But how do we get success? How do I get success? What makes me, feel happy? That should be my goal. Because most of the people, they get confused in between success and between the actual goal, between what they're aiming for and what they actually should aim for. So let's see the difference because it's very important for us to understand. Okay, goal is something which is tangible, I can touch. State is usually nebulous. No, I can just think about it. Secondly, when I have to achieve a goal, certain time is needed for me to achieve a goal. However, if I wish to be happy, I can do it immediately. It's just here. state of mind. There are steps, there's an action plan in order to achieve the goal. But when I speak about a state of mind, I can do it immediately. No plan needed. That's the wonderful thing. That's the best thing. But still, people struggle to be happy. Okay, and a goal, it's quantifiable. I can quantify, I can measure. But success is boundless. I can have the entire universe, the cosmos here. It's boundless. Goals are stated for self. Now, for example, hear me. Uh, when I say I want school children to be successful, I want school children to be happy. How do I want to be? How do I want them to be happy? I want them to be happy when they study well, when they do well in the exams. How can I do that? I can go ahead and help them with their study material. I can help them with some things that would support them during their entire education period. Now, what I'm doing here, I am doing my part. But the success or the happiness is for everyone. The end result is for happiness. However, when I'm stating a goal is for myself. End result can be for number of people. It can impact X number of people. But when I say a goal statement, my goal is this. My goal is to elevate people. That is, I'm using I statement. I hope everyone's clear on this. So now we should not have any confusion. What is my goal or what is my state of mind? Moving on. So there are a lot of criteria, so a lot of different formats in which you can form your goal. So now I would take you through one specific criteria, it is called SMART goal defining criteria. I would take you step by step and I request you, please write down whatever goal you want to set for yourself, or in future as well, if you'd like to set up any goals using this criteria, you can use this format. First of all, write down your goals. Specific. S stands for specific. It should be very specific. Now, for example, if I say, I like designing, I enjoy designing. But when I say, what should be my goal? I want to be a designer. But to be very specific, what kind of a designer? What do I want to design? Do I want to design buildings? I want to design cars. I want to design spaceships. What is something exactly I want to do? So be very specific. You can write it down. And in case if you have any confusion, it will take you time to decide what specific niche you need to decide. You can do it later on because this may need some research. But if you're very clear, write it down. Measurable. So when you would go ahead and achieve this particular goal, how you would measure it? What should happen? What needs to happen? Now, for example, if I say I would like to be a doctor, so what should happen? First of all, I should enroll myself, clear the examination, medical examination, get into a college. Okay, that's not enough. I should study and clear all the examinations, clear the final paper as well, clear all the papers, and get a final degree for MBBS. So once I have the degree, then I know, yes, I'm a doctor now. Finally, I'm a doctor now. Attainable, achievable. Now, let me ask you this question. People, this is for all of you. You can give me the response in chat. Whatever goal that you wish to achieve in your life on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is not at all certain, 10 is you are 100% certain you will be able to achieve the goal. How certain you are you will be able to achieve this goal? Give a rating to yourself on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is the least, 10 is the highest. Let me see, what do you say? You can give your responses in the chat. Okay, 6 to 7, 9, Karthik. I said 10. Okay, thank you. Thank you, people. 10, share, thank you. Okay, now, people. Now, the magic trick here is this. If you're giving yourself anywhere between 0 to 9 or say 9.5, you need to look back, rethink on this. Unless until it comes a 10 out of you, if you are not sure about your goal, if you are not 100% sure about your goal, how would others be sure that you will do it? So first of all, you need to be a 10 on 10. Then only the others, maybe your family, your close group of people, friends, would believe in you. So it starts with you. So the next is relevant. So whenever you're forming any goal, please make sure the goal that you choose, it meets your immediate and long-term plans. It should not be just that you're working too hard on something, you finally achieve it, and now you say, no, I'm no longer interested in this. Let's move on to something else. So make sure whatever goal you're choosing, it's meeting your immediate and your long-term plans as well. Time. It's very important to have a time frame for any particular goal. Now, for example, few weeks back, my 6-year-old nephew came to our house and he would attend his classes from my laptop. And then at the end of the class, he would get some work as well. So I would ask him, when are you planning to finish this work? He would say, I would do it. I would do it. I would ask him after some time. He would say, yes, I will do it. Don't worry, I'll complete it. So the entire day would pass, but he would not do it. He would just still say the same sentence. Yes, I'll do it. So it happens with us as well. All of us have a 6-year-old child within us. It's good to have a 6-year-old child, but not in this case when it comes to goal setting. So make sure whatever goals you have for yourself, time your goals. That I'll complete this goal in the next 1 year, uh, next 3 years, 5 years, 3 months, whatever time frame. So I hope it's clear to all of you. And also, as we proceed with this session, I want all of you to promise me something. Okay? It's a commitment that you have to make. And it's not to me, but to yourself, that you will be 100% honest during this entire session. Whatever question we ask, you'll have to answer them honestly. Okay, now, how many of you have heard about this word traction? Or can someone tell me what's traction? You can type in chat or you can unmute yourself and you can speak. Engagement. Okay.
Pulling with some weight.
Yes, correct. And to make it more clear, now let me show you this. Distraction.
And then pulling and going back to your original state.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now you see two words, distraction and traction. All of us know distraction. So traction is the opposite of distraction. So what happens is that there are two important things. Whenever we have a goal and we're working towards it, so there are a lot of things which pull us towards the goal, and there are a lot of things which pull us away from that particular goal. So we need to be very clear what is distraction or what is attraction. For example, now my goal, I'll give you a hypothetical. Let's take a hypothetical situation. My goal in life is to gain 5 kgs of body weight in the next 30 days. Now, I go to a particular party, okay? And here in this particular goal, I want to gain, say, best kind of a weight, protein, high protein or muscle mass. I don't want fatty acids or any fatty weight. So if I go to a party and there I see a lot of cheesy items, a lot of cold drinks, a lot of items which give me a lot of unhealthy calories. So those are distractions. On the other hand, if I get a lot of protein to eat, that's a traction. So people, how to use this technique is that at the end of the day, every day, just spend 5 minutes before you go to the bed and recollect the total number of activities that you've engaged yourself in that particular day. How many activities are actually taking you towards your goal? How many activities were taking you away from the goal? What was distraction? What was traction in respect to your goal? And if you could do it every moment, if you could see this is distraction, this is traction, that will be the best thing that can happen to you. Trust me, this is how it works. You can write it down, distraction and traction. And there's one more thing when we speak about towards and away from in reference to the goal. Now, for example, my goal is that I would like to wake up early in the morning. So the night before I say, no, I cannot afford to get up late in the morning. I cannot get up late in the morning. I don't want to miss up my early morning exercise. Rather, I should be saying, my goal is I'll get up at 5 in the morning. I'll definitely get up at 5 in the morning. So avoid using negative sentences, sentences which take you away from your goal. Try and use positive sentences. Reason, believe you deserve, and the universe will serve. If you believe you deserve something, the universe will definitely go ahead and serve it for you. But it'll happen with your conscious practice, your conscious work. Hope everyone's clear on this. Now let's go ahead and let's move to the next slide. So a few days back, I was speaking to someone, and the gentleman told me. So the gentleman works for media house. So he said 20 years back when he started his career, so his boss told him that whatever you're doing in this newsroom, inside the newsroom, everything is fiction unless until you corroborate it, unless until you factually back it. So same goes for our goals as well. So whatever we would like to achieve, we need to see an evidence. When we have our goals becoming into reality, what will happen? So the first question, please answer this question for yourself. Whatever goal you have chosen for yourself right now for this particular session, how will you know when you have achieved it? What will happen? Something needs to happen when you have achieved your goal. For example, I gave you the example for becoming a doctor. So when you become a doctor, how will you know? You will get a certificate, you will get a degree. And second thing, what will you see when you have achieved it? So depending upon your goal, the goal that you've chosen, what will you see when you've achieved it? What will you hear when you have achieved this? Maybe you will start hearing something. Maybe people will respond in a certain way. Maybe something will happen. You know, you may hear people clapping. It may happen depending upon your goal, what you want to achieve. What will you do when you've achieved this? Now, this is the next step. Now, I have become a life coach. For example, my goal was few years back to become a life coach. Now I am a life coach. Now what next? What should I do once I've achieved this? Will I will I keep that certification in my house, frame it, put it on the wall, and then just simply look at it? Or what do I want to do next? This is really very important because there are few people who once they achieve their goal, they do not know where to go next. So you should know this. What will you feel when you've achieved this? It's very important to see the kind of emotions that you will go through when you'll actually achieve your target, when you will actually achieve your goal. You can write it down for yourself. Hope this is clear for everyone. Now, people look at this screen. So this is a jungle. And now I'll airdrop you in this jungle, somewhere in this jungle. I don't know where exactly you would be landed in this particular jungle. And I'm a very generous person. So I'll give you a map and a compass, and I'll airdrop you in this place. So what would be the first thing that you'll do once you land at this place? You can share your thoughts, you can unmute, or you can type it in the chat box. If I airdrop you in this particular place with a compass and a map, what will be the first thing that you'll do?
I'll look for a way to go to the main road, which leads to a town, and get away from the jungle.
Okay. Thank you.
Since I have a compass with me, I'll look for a safer place to live, or go back to a city or a village, whatever, close by.
Thank you. So people are saying, find my way back, and then use map and the compass, look for a way out. So most of you or all of us would look for a way out, correct? But in order to look for a way out, or to look where I need to go, where am I heading, it's very important, first of all, to locate where you are right now. It's very important. I can only go out if I know where am I right now at this point in time. So with the help of a map and a compass, I will just locate where am I right now, where this position, where this place, and then I'll figure out the way forward. Similarly, it happens with our life goals as well. So it's very important for us to find out where exactly we are right now. Where are you right now with respect to the outcome that you want? Where you are. Please write the answer. I want all of you to answer this question to yourself. You can write it down. Where are you right now? For example, if your goal in life is that you would like to, say, for example, become an image consultant, where are you right now? So that once you know where are you can take this next step. Now, going to next screen. So people, you can see a bunch of people skydiving. Now, if I ask you to please look at the picture and describe this picture in one word. Just give a one-word description of this particular image that you see on your screen. What will that be? Okay, thrill, freedom, exhilarating.
Crazy.
Sorry?
Crazy.
Crazy. Okay, awesome. Okay, adrenaline rush. Lot of wonderful responses. Thank you so much. Okay, you all have articulated it very well. Now, if I have to put this in one word, if I combine all the responses and I have to put this in one word, can I say passion? So passion is something people, you'd notice. People who are passionate about the work that they do, they're far more creative than people who are just doing the work because they have to do it. You can notice this. Just be conscious and look around the people that you see. People who are doing any job, no matter what job they are doing or what work they're doing, if they're passionate, they'll do it in a very, brilliant way. They'll come out with a lot of different things, beautiful things that you can't even imagine. One of the examples we have right now with us, Sonia Dubey Diwan. She's very passionate about her work. And the way she works, she's juggling a lot of things, we can't even imagine. So whenever I speak to her, I get really crazy looking at her schedule. But it's the passion. When we look at her, when we look at the person, we'll only see the smile. So this is how passion works. Now, one more example I'll share with you. For example, someone like Elon Musk, who has a passion or who was very passionate for the space travel. He still is very passionate about the company SpaceX. So when he initially started it, he pumped in all of his earnings, all of his time and energy, resources, everything in it. And on the day of the launch, what happened? The rocket exploded in front of his eyes. So can you even imagine that his state of mind, his emotions, the kind of situation he would be going through internally, externally, and what he said, what was his immediate statement after that? He said to his team, we need to find out what went wrong. We have got work to do. That's the level of passion. Because people, if you do not have passion towards the career or the work or anything that you would like to do, any activity that you would like to do, because journey is about ups and downs. There's no straight line. There's no safe path. Let me tell you this. There would be ups and downs as well. So if you do not have passion, if you're not passionate about what you're trying to do or about your goal, even a small bump, can break you. So that's why make sure whatever you do, you figure out how passionate you are about that. It should generate passion. That particular outcome should generate passion. Now, moving on to the next slide. Look at this very carefully. If I ask you to describe, looking at this particular video, what comes to your mind? Anything that comes to your mind looking at this particular video? What is happening here? You can unmute or you can even type in the chat. Let me see, I'm getting some responses. Stability, balance, okay. Making, yes, the impossible possible, concentration, equilibrium, patience, perfection.
Try till you succeed.
Sorry, can you repeat?
I said try and try till you succeed.
Yes, try it till you get success. Correct. That is correct. Because this is all about balance and patience, perfection, trying again. So similarly, sometimes it happens. The goal that you pick up, it may disturb the kind of balance that you have in your life. So it may impact the other areas of your life. For example, Earlier, you were working, say, for example, 10 hours in a day. Now you have picked a particular goal. So for the next 3 months, you'll need to work somewhere around, say, 16 to 18 hours in a day. Now, these 18 hours in a day, they definitely impact your life. They could impact your interaction with your family, the time that you spend on yourself, the time that you spend with your family or near or dear ones, even for your own personal health. So they may impact. So I'm not saying do not go ahead for goals which create an imbalance. No, you can definitely go ahead for these goals, such goals. Definitely you should. But it's very important at the same time, you have a very clear understanding about these goals. And in case it's impacting any form of your life or any part of your life, please speak. If it's impacting your personal life, your family life, go ahead and speak to your family. Tell them for the next 3 months, you will need this much time for your particular goal. Ask for their support. Tell them about your plan. And definitely everyone will support you so that you can go ahead and work towards your goal. Rather than being impatient, how soon to do it, or trying to just fix that balance somehow, that will not work. So work on the balance as well. Okay. Now, this is again very important. It needs a lot of this particular question. It needs a lot of research as well, introspection and research as well. So I'll put this question to all of you right now. You may not be able to come up with the response immediately. However, you can park this question. If you have the response, write it down. In case you do not have the response, you can park it down later on. So you can give it some time, research, and then respond. So the goal that you're aiming for, is it responsible one? Is it safe for you? Let me give you an example. So I gave you an example. Uh, for example, I want to gain weight. Now let me give you the opposite example. So I am someone who would like to, say, reduce weight, or I would like to reduce the fat percentage in my body to 4%. Okay. Now, in order to do that, I give myself, say, a time frame of 2 to 3 months. Okay. So I would reduce my food. I would take proper diet. But during the entire process, I may end up taking substances that may harm my body, that may harm me in longer run. So is it safe for me? No, it's not safe for me. So I would advise you people, whatever goal that you have, please look at in terms of safety, how safe the goal is for you. Even if you have to work for 18, 20 hours in a day, how safe is it for your health? What are you compromising? What exactly is at stake? Write it down. Now, safe to others and safe for the planet. This goes on a higher level. If for someone like Elon Musk, who says he would like to invade Mars, or he would like to enhance the human brain capacity, the neuron brain capacity using AI, is that safe for others? Is it safe for the planet? That is something he needs to answer. Otherwise, people will question, is it safe? So whenever you're working on your goals, look at these factors and make sure whenever you are setting up any target, any goal, it's make sure you apply common sense and common courtesy as well. Be courteous to everyone when setting up your goals. I hope this is clear. If you do not have the responses now, you can do the responses later on for these questions after the research. Now, people, what happens is that I may make goals for myself. I may make short-term goals, I may make mid-term goals, or I may have long-term goals for myself. But it's very important, what is the higher purpose? Are my goals assisting my higher purpose? For example, if I say my mission is in life is to empower people. Now, this particular session, is it attraction? Is it taking me towards my higher purpose, towards the higher goal that I have? So it's very important for you to look in terms of the goals that you make. Are your goals taking you towards your higher purpose? I hope everyone is with me. Now, few years back, I had this habit. So every night I would set up an alarm for 5 o'clock in the morning, and the alarm would go off, and I would switch off the alarm, and again I would go back to bed and sleep. And then I would wake up after 2, 3 hours or a couple of hours, somewhere around 8 o'clock. And then I would ask my mom, Mom, did you hear the alarm go off in the morning? She would say, yes, I did hear. So I would ask her, no, why you did not wake me up? You should have, woke me up when you heard the alarm. So what am I trying to do? I am trying to transfer the responsibility, my responsibility to my mother. So it's not my failure, you could have supported me. So this happens with us many times. We may end up blaming someone else for our failure, for we not being able to achieve the goal. So understand something. Others can definitely support us, but finally, it's only me that I have to initiate and maintain the goal. These two things are to be self-driven. Okay. So be a self-starter, don't be a push starter or a kick starter. All of us should be self-starters. Okay, now people, as I discussed in the beginning as well, there are times when we get into a situation that we may lose motivation for a particular goal. When I start my journey, I would start with a lot of efforts, I would start with a lot of hard work, but initially it will be all good. But during the journey, I may lose all the interest. And let me share a beautiful story with all of you on this. All of us know cricketer turned politician Navjot Singh Sidhu. So let me speak about his cricket days. When he was young, his father was also a cricketer. So his father's ambition was that his son should also become a cricketer and should become the best cricketer, the number one cricketer. So he started training him. He had goals for him. He started a daily plan for him. So the plan was Sidhu should get up early in the morning every day, 4 o'clock, and he should religiously go for a 2 hours jog, morning jog, and then come back at 6 and then start the regular day. So the alarm would go off at every day, 4 in the morning. Sidhu would get up, switch off the alarm, go to his servant's room, bribe the servant. It's a true story. Bribe his servant 10 or 20 rupees and then sleep in the servant's room and ask his servant to wake him up whenever it's 6 o'clock. So the servant would wake him up at 6 and then he would sprinkle some water on his face, on his t-shirt to show his father, that he's gone for a jog. Go back to the room, meet his father in the morning, and then start the day. So now one day what happened? And by doing this, he somehow managed to get into the Indian cricket team. So he played the first match. It was an international match, and his performance was pathetic. It was poor. No one could imagine that he could perform so poor, so bad. The stakes were high. So one day he saw his father in one corner of the room. His father was holding something in his hand and he was weeping profoundly. So Sidhu looked and he watched his father crying. So the moment his father left the room, he went to that particular space, that particular corner, picked up that newspaper. It was a newspaper cutting, which read that Navjot Singh Sidhu is a worst player. And it described him as a failure. After reading this, that particular article hit him so bad that he took a cutout of that newspaper article and stick it onto his room's wall, a particular wall, so that every morning when he gets up, the first thing he would see in the morning is that particular piece of article. So that piece of article worked as a motivation for him. So every morning now, dedicatedly, he would get up all by himself, go for a jog, do the practices, follow the routine made by his father, plan everything. And finally, what happened? Again, he got selected for the Indian cricket team. And this time, he really performed so well. And he even made a record to hit the maximum number of sixes in the entire tournament. So again, that newspaper read, the same journalist who had written before for him negative, now the same person ended up writing all his glories, all the achievement that he had achieved. So people, the moral of the story is, do not wait for the motivation to find you. Get up, find the motivation yourself. So this particular slide would be your motivation. For this, I need anyone from the participants, any volunteer who is comfortable sharing or discussing about his or her goal, so we can discuss how we can proceed with this particular slide. I need anyone volunteer. If anyone's ready to volunteer about their particular goal.
I can go ahead, Rahul, if nobody's willing to.
Oh, thank you, Sonia, for
But if you
volunteering.
want to give somebody a moment, maybe if anybody wants to.
Sonia,
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
go ahead, please, Lena. I was just a proxy.
I love to talk.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful.
Rahul. So I'm here with you.
Thank you, Lena. So now you everyone, this is instructions are for everyone. We'll do the activity. I'll do the activity with Lena. You can do the activity for yourself. Make 4 quadrants. Write what you see on the screen. So Lena, I hope you've done this.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's start with the quadrant number 1. First of all, would you like to tell us what's your goal?
So at present, my goal is to complete my course with ISIM. That's my biggest goal right now.
Wonderful. Okay. Now let's look at the quadrant number 1. Quadrant number 1 says, what will happen when the goal is achieved? Lena, tell us. What will happen? Yeah.
I will get the 2 certificates that I'm aspiring for. And it will really boost up my confidence that at the age of 52, I have achieved what I wanted to achieve and become an image consultant and soft skill trainer. So it will give me immense happiness and satisfaction.
Wonderful, wonderful. People, you can also write for yourself what exactly, depending upon your goal, what will happen when you've achieved this. And what are these? These are your future rewards. So, Lena, once you complete your program successfully, these are the rewards that you will end up reaping. Okay. Now,
Yes.
let's go to the quadrant number 2. So, Lena, what will happen if the goal is not achieved? Let's suppose, I don't wish it, but let's suppose. So, let's
No, yes,
suppose.
you're right. So
Yeah.
honestly speaking, the first thing will be biggest disappointment in my own self, as I will feel that I have let myself down in my own eyes and in the eyes of my family, who has been very supportive with this decision of mine. So the first thing will be a sense of disappointment and low self-esteem.
Okay. So this is future pains. This is what can go wrong 3 months down the line, the future pains that you can experience. Okay. I hope others are with us and you can write as per your goal, what will happen, what will not happen. Now, moving on to the third one, the third quadrant. The third is, if the goal is not achieved, what will not happen?
Then
Yes, think about
exactly,
it.
I will be disappointed and I will definitely not be able to take the second career in my life of becoming an image consultant and soft skills trainer. And yeah, so that will be a failure in my life. I won't say failure, but a big disappointment.
So something you're aiming at right now. So if it does not happen, so it will be a kind of a pain. This is something you would like to achieve at this moment. Okay. Now, so moving on to the last quadrant, the fourth one. When the goal is achieved, what will stop happening? Maybe something is happening right now. That will stop happening 3 months down the line when you will successfully have your dual certification. So what will stop happening?
Uh, the feeling of insecurity and anxiety, first of all, the biggest thing. I will be less anxious because I would have achieved my certificate, and I will be more confident. Yeah, I will be less anxious. That will stop happening.
That will stop happening. So that these are secondary gains. So apart from the future rewards, you will also get these secondary gains as well. So I hope, Lena, with this particular activity or the exercise that we did right now, you've got the clear picture of what exactly can happen, what cannot happen, or what exactly you want. with this particular goal. And thank you so much for being being a very nice participant, as in being a very vocal participant. You were very clear in terms of expressing your thoughts. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Rahul. I enjoyed it as much.
Thank you. Okay, now for others as well, I hope you're very clear. You can make a note of it. And if you want, because it depends how focused you are on your goal, what's the level of passion. If you're really passionate about something, about this particular goal, whatever goal you aim at, you can even write these down, stick it at any place where you look at this again and again, so that this will be a gentle reminder to you what exactly can happen, what can go wrong, what is the best you can get out of it, what is something you can skip or miss. So this works as a motivation, a gentle reminder every day. Now, now we've got how to set up goals. Now we have also got how to be motivated throughout the journey. Now let's talk about the resources. What all resources do we need, or how to make it actually happen? So when we are saying about resources, what you have now and what you exactly need in order to achieve this outcome. Now, let me share this with you. All of us are aware about that recently, in this month, two billionaires fulfilled their dream of space travel. So a lot of people are contradicting, the US government is contradicting, but they are happy that they've done it. First one is Richard Branson, second one is Jeff Bezos. So people may remember the second one, the person who did second, but they'll definitely talk about the first one. So let's speak about the first one, Sir Richard Branson. So can anyone from the participants tell me how many years he waited for this particular goal, for this particular dream to turn into reality? What was the duration for this? Let me see if we have any responses. He waited 60 years. Okay. What else for this particular goal? From the day he started. Okay, let me break the suspense. He started it 17 years back. The entire journey, he started the entire journey 17 years back, that he wanted to build a company and wanted to go to a space. Now, let me ask you this simple question. For a billionaire like Sir Richard Branson, if he wants to go to a space, it's very simple. You have all the money, you know, just go out there and buy technology, buy a nice spaceship and go to the space. But the thing is that if you're someone who's doing it for the first time, you may need to do a lot of research. Technology may not be available in the markets. You may need to build the technology from the scratch. In order to build the technology, what do you need? Money is not a problem. He has all the wealth. You need human resource. You need people. So the biggest resource he needed for this particular adventure, or this particular ambition, was the human resource, his team, in order to build a team who can make his dream come true. But in our cases, or everyone's cases, the resource may be different. They may differ depending upon targets. So please ask yourself this question: what resources do you need? Write it down. If I want to be an image consultant, if I want to be a designer, what resources do I actually need in order to do it? Have you ever done this? Have I ever done this? Maybe I've done it in the past. Maybe in the past, I have gained 5 kgs in a month. I can do it again. It's something. It's very easy for me. So I've done it in the past, but I've not done this in the past. This is totally something new for me. Now what? Do you know anyone who has done this before? So people, this is the way forward. Now, as a coach, if you ask me about a solution to a question or solution to a problem, I may not have done that. I may not have the practical experience. Then who has? Look for the people who have done it before. That is why it's always recommended and advisable to read about people who have achieved a particular goal that you would like to achieve. Read about their failures, read about their journey, about their success, about the hurdles which came along their way. Because if you look at someone, a successful person, you may look at their success, but you may skip all the hurdles, all the challenges that they went through, all the trauma. Even it's a trauma to wait for 17 years for a certain goal. So read about them. It'll give you the way forward. somewhere in their journey, you may end up finding your own path, your path to success. So remember this. If you could be that person, even for a single day, what would be the first thing they would do in order to achieve the outcome? Now, don't just think like them. Also act like them. How would they do it? What kind of things they did? What kind of passion they had? Their hobbies? What kind of tractions, distractions? What is something they enjoy doing? The entire path, so that you can form your own journey using the experiences and the examples. I hope this is clear. And this again needs a lot of research. Now, people finally, a goal without a plan is only a dream. So, if we do not have any plans, if we do not have any plans in place, goal may only remain a dream. And let me tell you something straight from the bottom of my heart. As a coach, I would like to tell you something. If you do not plan your goals for yourself, someone else will do it. Trust me, people are ready to plan things for you if you don't plan for yourself. And that is something I do not wish for yourself. I want you to plan your goals, plan your life for yourself. Because now you are empowered. You have these tools, you have these techniques, you have skills. You can turn your dreams into reality. And during this journey, if you need my support, my assistance, I'm always available. You have my contact details on the screen. And with this, we come to the end of this empowering and elevating session. I'm feeling really excited. I hope you all are also feeling the same, and you can share your feelings, how you're feeling. And if you have any questions for me, we can take up questions as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. You can also click the bell icon to get the latest video updates.